Hello, welcome to your special spring readings. The vernal equinox marks the time of year to the seasonal shift into spring, bringing in warmer weather in the northern hemisphere and the commencement of the winter thaw. Of course, in the southern hemisphere, it is the beginning of autumn. Spring officially starts on March 20th at 3:29 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The equinox means equal amount of day and night. Equa meaning equal, and nox meaning night in Latin. This is where astrologers set the marking point of 0 degrees Aries, creating the Western tropical zodiacal system. There are many cultural traditions that vary as to when the new year actually begins. In some cultures and religions, especially among astrologers, spring is seen as the initiation of the real new year, being that it is based upon the nature's season and not a man-made calendar year. But either way, it is an important time for us to awaken and emerge from the chrysalis of winter and put our dreams into action. Now would be a seasonally supportive time to honor your true passions by doing what you had envisioned during the winter months. I wanted to briefly share as to what I saw as being the most appropriate card to represent spring as the Sun card. And if it happens to show up in any of your readings, consider it a bonus. All right, so we see the sun as the bringer of light and warmth, which marks the seasons changing. We see the flowers here are in bloom, especially sunflowers in this card. We see this naked child as a sign of innocence and joy. And he's holding this red banner announcing a significant event that brings promise of hope and positive changes. We see the horse as a symbol for power and strength that the sun brings in its solar power. And finally, we have this wall here in the background, which is a distinct marker or barrier between one thing and another. In this case, it is the changing of the seasons. I may actually make a more in-depth video of this card's symbology on my channel's tarot tutorial playlist. But without any further delay, let's get started with your readings. Happy spring, everyone. Aquarius, for your reading, I will be selecting cards from the Illuminati Tarot for each month. The first card will be for the remainder of March from the 20th to the 31st. The second card will be for April, the third for May, and the fourth for June, up until the start of the summer season on the 20th. I will then be selecting a playing card for advice and or clarification or confirmation. And lastly, I will select a card from the Angels of Light Cards of Clarity Oracle deck to see which angelic energy will be assisting you this season. Alright, so show me the energy of Aquarius for spring season. Okay. Princess of Wands, Nine of Cups, Death, Strength. Prince of Pentacles. All right. So the Prince of Pentacles is about, it's a very practical energy. It's about using your mind and being smart when it comes to how you spend your money and also how you make it. It's the day-to-day sort of practicalities of life, which is why he, was smart, basically. And there's an energy of taking your time to decide instead of rushing in where angels fear to tread. You've sort of planned things out. You're taking the time to really be thorough. Okay. So the Prince of Pentacles can generally be some sort of award or prize or offer that's made to you that's of like a solid, tangible physical nature. This can be a proposal or some sort of offer that is promising, okay? So we'll go ahead and see what this is related to, but I feel like you are going to be the Prince of Pentacles. So you're going to be very practical in your approach in spring and your planning, okay? So with March, I see the Princess of Wands, which is like very fiery, very passionate. It's very different from the Prince of Pentacles. Okay, so this is about, you know, noticing the signs in your life. It's about, you know, really paying attention to like subtle cues as well. There's some sort of spiritual messages that are coming in for you. And it's also about like just having the energy to just tackle things on a day-to-day basis. I feel like a lot of you are going to be very energized. And, you know, it can also represent a beautiful younger woman. Okay? Like a beautiful, youthful female under the age of 21. So it could be a friend, could be an acquaintance, could be you. Could just be feeling like, you know, having that youthful energy and like embracing your passion, okay? I also see the Princess of Wands as like discovering what she wants. She doesn't quite know. There's a little bit of like self-exploration here. Maybe when it comes to sexuality, the Prince of Wands or Princess of Wands is like that fiery passion, and it's sitting right next to the pleasure card. So in this case, I would relate that to like finding what it is that you want and maybe sort of exploring some other options, you know, other people, that sort of thing. If that's not the case, then fine. But I feel like you're just embracing your passion. You're trying out new things and discovering what it is that really makes you happy here. With the Nine of Cups is all about your wishes coming true. It's like really being happy with the results. So it's like asking you, I feel, to sort of experiment, and you will be happy with the results. Okay, the Nine of Cups has a little bit of like, I see a little bit of pride with this card. And you've definitely discovered something new that makes you happy. Now, whether that's a new routine, a new person, a new whatever it is, a new thing that you've brought into your life. I feel like you're going to find a lot of satisfaction from that. Okay. So, and also I feel like you're going to be getting, yeah, just in general, for April, you're going to be feeling very happy. You're going to be feeling like you got your wish on some level. So it's very important to just be very grateful for this. It's like, and it's something that I feel like it's you have created. Okay, so you could be changing your mind about something or changing your behavior or some sort of pattern. Because I feel like this has to do with like action. And this is like routine. I feel like you're going to be finding something new. You've sort of explored something new that makes you happy, brings you joy. And you're going to be changing your ways. Like the Death card is about endings, letting go. By the way, this card has showed up for like all of the readings for this spring season. It's just a major time of like transition for a lot of people. But in your case, Aquarius, I feel like it has to do with like your behavior patterns, your routine, the way you're acting, the way you're approaching life, what you do. Maybe changing up your morning routine or your night routine. Because I see this sun that's either rising or setting here. Either way, something important is coming up for you in May where you're sort of letting go of the old. And since it's surrounded by all of these other really positive cards, I don't feel like it's anything that you're going to be grieving over. I don't feel like it's any sort of loss that you're not prepared for. I feel like this is something that you are actively doing. It's not happening to you. It's like your choice in the matter, which feels good to me since it's surrounded by the Nine of Cups on one side and then the other side is strength. Okay. Whatever change this is like going to be giving you more energy. It's going to be giving you more confidence. It's going to be giving you just more strength in general. Okay, making you stronger. Maybe some of you are going to be adding some like different exercise plan to your life. And completely you're gonna be transformed by it. And I see like this physical strength here, which is like on the day-to-day basis. It's like this is the practical matters of life. So there's that. Some of you are going to be speaking up for something or someone. But just generally, I see that there's like a change of routine that makes you feel strong, whether that's physically or emotionally or spiritually. There's a little bit of empowerment that I like seeing for you here. And this is the card of Leo, which is ruled by the sun. Okay. So the sun is about vitality, joy, all of that stuff. Things that just make you feel alive. I'm going to pull a card from the playing cards just to see if there's any sort of advice or, well, okay, that card really just came shooting out. It's the Ace of Wands. Okay, so this is like fire and passion consolidated. So it's some sort of new beginning that you're taking about following your passion. The Princess of Wands here is very fiery, and the Strength card to me feels fiery because it's like that Leo sort of energy, which is a fire sign, fire aspect, okay? And this is also a time of healing, burning off anything that is no longer needed. It could be like also just finding that energy. I kind of feel like this has to do with like exercise and how you're taking care of your health in order to have more stamina, in order to have more energy. And you're doing it in a way that feels healthy, that feels good, and it's good for your heart. It's not straining your heart. It's not too much. You're approaching it in a very practical sense. So this is what I'm seeing for you. Some of you may be like committing to some sort of exercise routine or something that has to do with your health and vitality. It could be your diet, even since this is Virgo. Okay. And you're letting go of something. So maybe if you have like past patterns of a little bit of like laziness or stagnation, or maybe eating foods that aren't giving you the energy that you need, it's like you're cutting things out and it's going to make you feel stronger. So however that specifically relates to you will vary, but this is just that general energy of like finding your passion, finding your strength, and you know, it's going to make you feel good here in the long run. It's not an overnight thing. You're planning. So it's like you're meal planning, or you're planning your schedule in the morning or at night differently. So something important in the spring that's coming for you as far as your routine. See what angel is going to be with you this season, helping you, supporting you. Angel of Comfort. Such peace you can find in your life when you allow help to come from the Angel of Comfort. This angel brings the serenity of God to soothe you when you most need it. Allow the comfort of God's love to envelop and support you. Ask for help from this angel when you feel sad, abandoned, or fearful. I kind of like get a sense that some of you are going to like have a little furry companion here as well. And that brings you comfort, whether it's, you know, a dog or a cat or some other type of animal. I feel like there's just this like sense of, you know, feeling comforted and supported by them. They're unconditionally loving as well. So I guess these are the messages that I'm seeing for you. If you have any other like insights, questions, comments, whatever, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for liking and sharing my videos and for subscribing to my channel. I will see you in the upcoming videos.